Hello, people. Hello to the people. Hello to the people. Hello to the people. Okay, so we're going to go from x equals 35 to x equals 84, right? So we're basically 50 across. We've got, yeah. All right. So we're going to go to the settings. We're going to go to this new fast travel corner. 35. We don't know the y yet. Fast travel extents. 50, right? And then the y should be a multiple of 3. Okay, the y is going to go from 104 to 139. So 35, 104 to, right, 36 in extents, I guess. Okay, so now what we want to do, let's start on the overworld because we're doing overworld things. So if I unlock all the fast travel and I go to the fast travel, right now it does not correctly wrap, but we will want it to do so. Possibly in the end flagged by whether you have wrapped world, but for now we're just trying to do the capability. Trying to implement capability. So step one is to make it so it looks like it works. And then once it matches up, step two is to let me actually walk across it. And if we can do both of those things before I go out dancing, that'll be awesome. However, the walking across is fraught with peril and might be a problem. We'll see. Might be a problem. Might be a problem. Okay, so why are there spaces there? I don't know. So, Yeah, so there should be a function, if I remember correctly, which I sometimes do, called get world wrapping offsets. Oh, but it's not on the C drive because Windows is stupid. All right. This function, get world wrapping offsets. There, draw. Why did somebody edit this and give it spacing that I don't like? I wrote this function. Why? All right. Anyway, if manager dot wrapping. Okay, that's if we're in the editor. Okay. Okay, all of this we're not even going to mess with yet. Um, although, okay. SXSY, that's what we want. Where's that? Oh, all right. Um, okay, we don't, I guess we don't need the base for this. Okay, so we will just do if right? What is this IDs? What? I guess that's for the shader. Oh, yeah. Okay, there's integer IDs per offset. That is a recent thing, which is why I'm like, what is that? Okay. So if we're in the overworld, um, do we store this on Entity Manager? Current ground layer this frame. After simulate, but before render. Okay, hopefully this is okay. All right. So we want to go, is it a fast travel area? Settings.fast travel extents.x sy. All right. I think we say it's fine. Let us see. Let us see what happens. Hey, look at that. Look at that. I can't go there. As foretold in prophecy, I cannot go there. But this is the official House of Leaves video game. That's our surprise announcement that we're going to make at E3. We have licensed the House of Leaves IP. And we added teleporters. House of Weebs is a different book entirely. I'm sure such a book exists. But you know, you still haven't read House of Leaves. Well, let me tell you what. A, it's a long book, for sure. B, as a game designer, you may think of some things that they should have done that they didn't do or that he didn't do. I will assume his gender. It merely says the author's name on the book and not pronouns. Um, so okay. Let's make sure that the main overworld isn't horribly busted now. Okay. I'm really good at this game, as you can see. Miyagakure is toying with the House of Leaves. What? What does Miyagakure have to do with House of Leaves? Explain that. I don't think they have anything to do with each other. But I might be missing something that I should not be missing. All right, so that's step one. Step two is the dangerous ass scary part. Um, okay, here we want to add something. We want to add a check to see if objects are in the fast travel area. Um, the problem is, okay, so we have maybe wrap on a grid. Let's take the no, let's not take the W yet. Let's take the W. Okay. Let's take the W. Visual wrapping in the fast travel area. It's going to take a minute for my non-Samsung 9100 hard drive to catch up. The gardening concept of making the space seem larger than it is, that's not what House of Leaves is about. I don't think. I didn't check in these levels that I edited this morning. Okay. So we call this function maybe wrap a lot. And then there's Wrap2 and all that. Now, a lot of the time we pass the entity manager, and that's good. In fact, it looks like for most of these we do, but we have to do this grunt work thing because in very old code, we would explicitly pass the grid like, and we don't want to do that. We want to always pass the entity manager. Wait, did we get rid of the grid like overload? Oh, we did. Oh, that's really good. And we always pass a vector 3. Okay, well, we can do the slow version first. And we'll just see if it works. And then we'll make it go fast. All right. Okay, if layer is get ground layer. Oh, God. Yeah, this is gonna be slower for now. Emacs. Come on, bro. Emacs, what are you doing? Okay. Get ground layer info, comma, cursor, or is it just the Z coordinate? Cursor.z. And what was that layer? Fast travel underground. Spoilers. Same thing we typed before. Although we need an X0 and a Y0. Oh, okay. So X0, Y0. And then down here, we add X0 and Y0. That makes sense. Okay. SX is cast float. Ugh. Fast travel. Extents.x. Extents.y. Just like code that somebody would write in the Unity game engine. Literally the same. Some things about game programming are universal. Specking out a new PC is annoying. Well, here's what you do that Casey told me about. You go to the following website, pcpartpicker.com, and you go to Builder tab, and you choose a CPU. And okay, we'll get this one. Great. And then how do we wait, we didn't want that button. We wanted to you want to say add on whatever CPU it is. And then it constrains that, and you go say choose a motherboard. It'll only show you motherboards that are compatible with that chip, for example, according to this site. Dude, I would not even attempt to build a PC in 2025 without something like that. Okay, we're in trouble. Um, we're like infinite looping or something, which is weird because I did not do an infinite loop unless one of these calls wrap somehow. So we're gonna find out what's going on there. Browse completed build and just copy them. Yeah, that's a good idea. It didn't check the RAM serial numbers. Why do you need to check the RAM serial numbers? Dragon or wizard scan? Oh shit. We're probably like dragon scanning across the universe, but we should. Yeah, I guess we have a dragon in the fast travel area. Um, but it should, if we're wrapping correctly, it should hit itself or whatever, and it is not doing that. Okay, cursor is now minus 19. So we're going to our wrapping code. Layer, this is in fast travel. Yes. Oh, we didn't do our X0, Y0, guys. Duh. Specific requirements down to the serial number? Down to the serial number? That sounds like some kind of communist situation. All right, here's the moment of truth. Ready? Okay, it almost worked. Now we're like very slowly interpolating across the universe for some reason. But we did, I dare say, wrap across the boundary. I mean, this is an acceptable play experience, right? This is great. We have a new question that we're going to have, which is how zoomed out should this be? Like, we could just zoom it out as you explore, and then you eventually see the whole thing. Because otherwise, we're going to have to scroll the camera. This might be too far, though. This might be uncomfortable. Seems acceptable. Yes. Yes. Glad you think so. Well, so the question is, why is this? Why is it very slowly interpolating? Go look in. Maybe wrap. Maybe wrap. Maybe wrap. There's a lot of them. Oh, maybe wrapped delta is messed up. Let's look. Where was our other no check-in? Please do the fast version. That's in Sokoban. We call wrap 2 on grid-like. Yeah, so this is wrong. In fact, do we call wrap X? Who uses that? Okay. Lol. So we don't really want to use these. Because it turns out we're not always using the grid-like. You thought the current zoom was acceptable? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, okay, so right now, when you're in fast travel and you walk around, we are popping the view around, right? As you go from screen to screen, where those screens are the same dimensions as the regular overworld screens, because secretly you're still on the overworld. You're just in a different place because video games, right? So, um, that doesn't make that much sense, right? Because these tiny fast travel rooms are not really aligned with the room size of the main overworld. And so we could just pop it around at a different size or something, right? That's aligned to the rooms, and that would allow us to, like, center the center of the board and stuff, which it currently, let's see. Where does it end up if I go there? Oh, that's pretty good, actually. I guess I took care to center that. But I don't know. I mean, maybe it's fine. It's just a little weird because you run out of world here and then it'll wrap. Wait, why is it not? Why is it not wrapping anymore? Bro, we did all this. Oh, do we only see it on the left? I bet we only see it on the left. Yeah. Okay, that's another known issue, but I want to make sure the wrapping works, and then we can take care of that. Okay. Okay. I can't wait till this game has graphics. That'll be cool. Like if we want the edge here to line up with a wrap point, which would be a natural thing, I guess we would have to zoom in a little bit. Here's the thing also. Right now, the snap point is in the middle of a room, which feels weird, right? Like this 5x3 is one screen. It's the Promise 2 screen. Like, and I think it would be better if it wrapped at the boundary, but it would probably be this one, which would mean we have a 15 squares screen size before the wrap. I guess, okay, that's independent of zoom level though, I guess, right? So here is a thing to change the wrapping boundary or the snap boundary. We don't have to zoom in or out because and maybe it's fine to just be at the same zoom because it matches the overworld zoom. It's very, nice or whatever. But then maybe when you cross here, we pop, and then maybe when you cross here, we pop. And then it's like every 2 rooms. Wait, no, it would be every 3 rooms. Right, so it would go 1, 2, 3, and then it would pop. Yeah. But then that would leave one room over here as a straggler, and that kind of sucks. So I don't know. Okay. So I think we got to fix wrapped delta before we worry about any of that. Okay, so I think if we just get rid of these, and by get rid of, I mean we're going to have to factor out and put on Entity Manager. This might be like the big mess, right? Oh my God. Yeah, I put all these on grid-like, and then we really want these to be on Entity Manager. So these are all being called on Manager, which is good. So let's just start moving all of these. Let's just make a new file called wrapping. And we're going to move all these functions there. But they're not going to be a grid-like. All right, so um, is this in game? Cool. And then we'll just start going down the list. So we're going to go wrap one dimension. Okay. So that's great. Get rid of that. Wrap one dimension. Okay, we do that for the y coordinates. So now wrap 2. Okay, the problem here. The problem here is, see, we're doing this interface because we want to accept a vector 2 or a vector 3. But if we do a vector 2, then we don't know the z coordinate. If we don't know the z coordinate, we don't know where to put you. Okay. So we're just going to get rid of the vector 2, and we're going to say you always need a vector 3. And that might cause us some issues. Look, comments that actually explain what's going on are incredibly valuable for future people trying to work on this. Okay. But we won't even, here's the thing. No check-in, we did not actually do this because the first thing we need is just for this to compile. All right? We're doing get this shit to compile oriented programming. All right? You won't hear about that one from Uncle Bob. Really, that's all you need. You need Cowabunga oriented programming, and on occasion, you need get this shit to compile oriented programming. I'm just going to change all these grid like to, whoops, grid like to manager entity manager. Okay. And then grid dot. All these call wrap too, so that's fine, except we got to change. Who calls that? Wrapped L1 radius. Oh, barred particles. Yeah, oh, we know all about that. Okay. Um, so instead of wrap to grid, we need wrap to manager. All right, how many problems do we have? Some grid, oh, proximity grid. If grid dot wrapping, oh, I guess that's already a pointer. Weirdly, you can tell when stuff is really early code because I made it a pointer, even though it didn't strictly need to be a pointer. Because I still hadn't fully D C++ to myself. Oh, I need to. Okay. Given vector 2. Oh. Wrapped distance. Yeah, homie don't play that. One of these days I'll have Emacs actually go to the error location. So this might be a slog. I don't know. Imagine how many complete days I've spent alt tabbing and going to the error line just because I'm so fucking annoyed at config files that I refuse to set up MetaX compile for Emacs anymore. Do you have LSP server for your Lang? I mean, where do I start? Where do I start? Vaguely remember seeing this part of the code. I definitely have gone back to this part of the code on occasion. Let's preemptively search for grid. Okay, well, that's not that bad. That's position to index. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, that's not actually going to help me. A lot of false positives there because those functions are fine. Like, so many people who are game designers are like, I'm going to design a game by having a meeting about what color booties our protagonist has and that we should make her shoulders more manly again, right? And like, I'm sitting here going through the code, changing proximity grid to entity manager. We are not the same. All right. Vector 2. Target position. I mean, I think our protagonist doesn't have enough of a square jaw. I think we need to give her really much more of a jaw. Like there's a James Bond movie with a guy in there where you should model her face after that guy. Okay, let's try Grok for a second. Let's go on Twitter. How do we do this? I don't have Twitter on this machine. All right. We're going to do Twitter over here. And then I'll save the result to Dropbox. Here's what I'm going to type. We're going there. We're going to press the Grok button, which I've literally never done. And I think if I say imagine, create images, redesign the character Aloy from the Horizon series, but her face looks like the face of the character Jaws from the James Bond movies. I mean, this is professional game design now, right? Grok.com. Wait, can you go to grok.com without having a Twitter account? Okay, it didn't actually do it. It didn't actually do it. Who is the actor who played Jaws in James Bond? Richard Keel. Yes. No, please make her face the same shape as Richard Keel's face. Okay, it's taking me a little too literally. I'm not going to give people nightmares by posting what came up. Never mind. But it did do it. I'll tell you, it did do it. No, I can't give you the nightmares. I closed the tab. I didn't want to look at it for more than like 2 seconds. You guys have access to Grok, I'm sure. I mean, it actually did it. Like, how crazy is that? That we've reached the point where AI can take a request like that and just do it in like 2 seconds. It really did what I was asking for. Oh, Dominion. Wrap one Dominion. Storm over gift 3. Dude, this just make it fucking compile oriented programming is it is the ultimate. Uh-oh, we got that actually is a better result than what I got. I mean, mine was literally Richard Keel's face. But I mean, when they announce the next Horizon game, which I'm sure is coming soon, that's probably what she looks like. I mean, I think this is accurate, right? Now, we don't want what she looks like as a man. We want what she looks like as a woman if she were not burdened by all the patriarchal, fascistic ideas about what a woman should be like. You must free her from all objectification, aka literally nobody must feel any part of this character is attractive whatsoever. Then you've succeeded. That one's pretty good, actually. Now I'm really gonna have nightmares. That's the best one. Oh my god. That's the best one. Like, how crazy is it that AI can do that? Do you know how long it would take if I wanted to do this as a joke 5 years ago and be like, I need to find a contract artist and then pay them to do a joke picture of Aloy as Richard Keel? And okay, first of all, it would take minimum to get an image of that quality, it would take at least a month. If you could find someone who could do it, which you probably couldn't. Okay. So now we still haven't changed anything, so we still have our problem. That's expected. Because we changed the API. Okay. So do I I'm gonna pasta this for now because when we fix this, this is gonna be smaller, simpler code. Target.z. Maybe that's it. I feel like this may not solve the problem. And then we'll have to figure out more about what's going on. Yeah, it's still a toy for sure. Like, it's very hard to do useful things with AI. But you know, hey, I can walk across the border. Even though it doesn't visually wrap yet, this is already, if we ship this tonight to the play testers, it is already an improvement in it. So now we just got to get it to wrap visually. We could just say, like, draw all the wraps if you're in fast travel. Dude, this game, when this game has graphics, it is going to be dope as fuck. That's all I can say. Imagine like Steven's Sausage Roll if it had graphics. Imagine like Can of Wormholes if it had graphics. Imagine Black Myth Wukong if it had graphics. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we got to go back to get world wrapping offsets. Or you know what we'll do first? We'll do the fast version of my no check-in so I can get the no check-in out of there and we can take the W. Right? I mean, I still didn't think we were going to do this for like a long time. And then I woke up today and chose not exactly violence, but action. I woke up today and chose action. Because sometimes it's just time to get stuff done, right? It's just time to get stuff done. Let's delete. These were only there so that people could go around, but now they can go around. Boom. The camera pans smoothly over to the new grid. So when we first started this game, and one of our first levels was skipping stones, this was before we even had the overworld or anything. We didn't know for sure that there was going to be an overworld. And we certainly wouldn't have envisioned that it would be the huge complex thing that it is now. So this is a screen to screen scenario on here, right? And at first we had a much slower pan. Like this looks instant, but if you slow down the frames, it's actually a very fast slide. When it's slower, it just gives you nausea. Like we tried a bunch of things and we couldn't. We just finally ended up on this. So, and in order to not give you nausea, it has to be much slower. And then the thing is, like screens actually mean stuff in this game. Like it impacts the functionality of objects. So you kind of got to know what screen is what. And for here right now, that's not true. But in many parts of the game, it is true. And it's, you know, the game has to like function as one thing. So like slow panning would just not be the thing. Jump in water, I don't know how. Can you make smoother transition like animated? What do you think I've been talking about for 2 hours? Bro, Twitch chat. Twitch chat. Okay. Let's do the fast version. So here's the thing. Um the problem is you can't do a per frame choice because you're doing this like during simulate while the player moves. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a variable called um, if cursor.z is greater than or equal to manager.fast travel z is a very big number. Okay, so we're going to do that. Just a single bool instead of like doing all this Wrapholio, right? We're just going to do that. And we'll still do this for now. This is actually fast. It says get something, but it's actually fast. And we could cache this. Probably it does not. Okay. So we're just going to do that. Okay. And same with the other node check-in. Oh, hey, we did actually do this. Okay, that's a lie. Delete the lie. And then here, we're going to do this. And we only need SXSY here. All right. What is fast travel Z? I mean, we could set it to infinity, but I'm going to explain why. Well, you know what? Fuck it. No, no. We're going to stand by our principles and do the things that we can do that are better than C++. Okay, reset entity manager. Wait, that was right next to player Z. Oh, that's not. Ground layer. All right, fast travel Z is float 32 infinity. Infinity War. Okay, so now we're going to set that when we do the ground layer. Okay. Is this in Fog of War? No. How do we... Init ground layer info. If it's overworlds. Fast travel markers. Okay. Init the fast travel Z, which we use so we can do the wrapping functions reasonably quickly. Okay. fast travel z equals uh what is it called? Some variable sub ground layer index dot fast travel underground dot uh extents dot z0 minus o dot 5. Makes sense? Great. So what is this called? Info. What is info? What is? Who is Darkman? Oh, I guess it's that. Who really is Darkman? Do any of us really know Darkman? All right, we can take the W on that. And then we'll go back to the wrapping. Darkman was like when they wanted to make superhero movies, but they didn't really do that, despite the fact that the 1970s Superman fucking killed at the box office. Like, nobody really made superhero movies besides that at all until the Tim Burton Batman movie. And so if you wanted to make like a superhero movie, it had to be like a pretend comic book character, you know? Like Remo Williams or Darkman or Leonard Part 6. Rocketeer. Yep, Rocketeer. It's like they just somehow, I don't know if comic book companies didn't want to license the characters. That doesn't make sense because they license them to TV all the time, right? So I don't know if movies thought they would do better making their own characters and then they would own the IP. Like, I don't know. I guess okay, there was Swamp Thing in the 80s, right? That's one exception to this rule. Remember the Swamp Thing movie? Howard the Duck. Kroll is more like a fantasy movie. Wouldn't it be cool? So that's the thing is there's all these 80s fantasy movies, most of which I don't think were franchises. If they were, I don't know what the original things were, right? There was like Krull, there was Willow, there was like um Legend. There was all this stuff. And like now they would never make a fantasy movie that wasn't like a book or an old movie. Dark Crystal. They had an entire movie full of Muppets. Labyrinth, yeah. Like Willow was from a book. Okay. But like, I guess maybe the difference is nobody read those books, right? Like now you have all these like relatively popular books. Conan, well, obviously Conan, right? I was skipping Conan because that's an obvious example of something that is from a franchise. I mean, Princess Bride was from a book that I never read. Talk about a good fantasy movie. It's like one of the best ass fantasy movies ever made. Was Beastmaster a movie or TV show? It was originally a movie, but I believe they did the TV show based on the movie. Was Time Bandits based on anything? I am not aware of it being based on anything. It kind of does seem like it's based on a book, though, doesn't it? There was a lot of stuff that was movie first and then TV show, where the TV show became successful. Dude, the 80s, like, let's be clear, a lot of stuff in the 80s really sucked, but a lot of stuff was really good. Like, the 80s is sort of known as this weird decade where there was a lot of stuff that was just commercial and a lot of movies were like not necessarily that good and stuff. But like looking back, there's just a lot of really good movies from the 80s, you know? Or even if you don't think it's super good, it's at least deeply respectable in like how original it is and whatever. Um I mean, I think the 90s you have to say was a better, that was like a renaissance decade for movies. And then after the 90s, dude, it was a rapid slide to get to where we are today, which is like probably the worst decade in movie history for movie quality. Like literally in all of history of the form of movies. There are still amazing movies being made. Like what? Name me some amazing movies. Godzilla minus one was okay. It had some problems, but I would put it in the respectable category. The new Dunes are good. I still haven't seen the second new Dune movie. Terminator, we're talking about stuff from like the past 5 years, which is what that particular chatter was talking about. Interstellar's from like 10 years ago at this point, right? What Interstellar movie release date? It just said it. 2014. It's 11 years ago. It's not even this decade. Interstellar was not a good movie science wise, um, but it's still kind of in the respectable category, I would say. The Accountant, I have not seen The Accountant. I mean, here's the thing, the John Wick movies are not Shakespeare, and the story gets incredibly stupid as it goes along. But I would still put that in the respectable category. And those are all recent, right? I mean, John Wick 1 is a long time ago, and that's the best movie. That's also 2014. So what we're saying is 2014 was the last really good year for movies, and it's kind of downhill from there. Oppenheimer, I didn't think Oppenheimer was very good, but again, I guess I respect it, kind of. The Batman I didn't see. I don't know half of these other movies you guys are saying. Keanu Reeves is a bad actor. That's fine. You could think that. I'm not saying anything about anyone's acting ability. I'm just saying it's in the generally respectable category. The Lighthouse. I never saw The Lighthouse. The story is mad, but the action was great. I would categorize the story of the first John Wick as being very simple with a couple of mistakes in it. And then as it goes on, the stories of the later movies just really don't make any sense. But the first movie is kind of okay. Kind of. There's a couple of mistakes. And again, so are trees. True facts. But here's the thing. That doesn't matter because then you go see this, right? Keanu training at Terran Tactical. All right, so here we go.
Shooter ready? Stand by. Stand by.
Check out that double shotgun shell load, dude.
That was awesome.
You get the idea. So that's not like insane prodigy level shooting or something, but like for an actor with live rounds, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. You're on a website with a banner ad for Freakier Friday. Yep, that is a movie that exists. Yeah, is there a full video of Sydney Sweeney at Terran? Or is it because I saw just like a 5-second clip? How do you spell her name? Sydney Sweeney Terran Tactical. Wait, does she actually have a pit viper? Okay, let's just. Can we see the full video? Okay. This is new.
One. That was it.
I did not expect this for your first day.
Hey, eyes up here.
Wow.
9:21.
Oh my.
Okay, so that's all right, but you can see she's kind of not totally in control of the pistol sometimes.
Hey,
Like
eyes up here.
I would be scared a little bit. Like right there, did you see that? I guess it looks a little bit more controlled as I watch it, but it's like I didn't like that. I didn't like that when I saw it. Like she needs more. There's a way when you hold a pistol that you're supposed to rotate your hands like up to have more of a grip on it, and she's not really doing that very well. If she's been instructed to do that at all. But again,
My God, girl.
for an actor with live
That
rounds,
was
pretty
really
good.
Going dog nuts. I mean,
Ready, girl.
Yes.
That's a good reload right there. Flow is smooth, smooth is fast, right? She didn't freak out on the reload. Do I often go to the shooting range? I haven't gone in a long time. I want to go again now that I've moved.
On top of each other.
You see what I did there, right?
Pretty good. I'd be really proud if I were you. Yeah.
for your first day, that's pretty good.
Thank you.
I mean, she's obviously shot a substantial amount
Amazing.
before, right? She didn't just walk in
Did
and
not
do that.
expect this for your first day.
Right.
I didn't expect Hey, that's a really good thing. You got a compliment.
Shooter ready. Stand by.
Yeah, Terran's insane, dude. You'll note he's hip firing. All right. He like hip fired all that shit.
What do those targets look like, Taryn, when you're lining up this? Oh, wait. You don't line up the sights because it's from the hip.
Where do you want to put it? Right under the handle. Oh, that's cool.
It is
Thank
insane.
you, Sydney.
Nice. Of course. Thank you.
All right. So there you go. Nature is healing. Nature is healing. Okay, so I guess we want to take the W on this. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to run some Benny tests tonight to make sure I didn't break all the levels or introduce crashes. In fact, when I go dancing in like 15 or 20 minutes, that'll be what I do. Okay. Can walk across the wrapping borders in the fast travel area. That's pretty good. I did not really expect. Okay, whoops. I didn't get all the no check-ins. What? Oh, okay. Wrapping is a new file, and frickin' Bear Grep doesn't notice new files after you run it, which sucks. All right. That's caused me pain before. Because remember I created this file on the stream. But dude, we did this whole thing in like 1 hour, plus watching some Keanu and Sydney Sweeney, right? And some Aloy Richard Keel. If I had known it would be that easy, I probably would have done it a long time ago. But it just seemed like it was going to be a painful thing. I don't know why I put that there. Anywho. So we're still not quite done because it only wraps on 2 sides. I'm not quite ending the stream yet because we got to try to fix it. We got to try to fix this last thing. I'm going dancing in like 15 minutes. We have that much time. We're going to go back to where we started. That's a line from Princess Bride, right? I don't remember the line. Vicini said, meet me back at the start or whatever. It's so so here's the question, guys. Do you think Sydney Sweeney dropped into Terran Tactical as a PR stunt because she's doing all this like more right-wing stuff? Or is she actually training for an action movie? She's probably actually training for an action movie. Otherwise, it's too random. Okay, we are back here. And there's probably a thing about when we decide whether to do what side. So how do we decide like due west and stuff? Half map size. Half map size. Um so we need the corner. Okay, wait, that's not right. Uh I mean it may work, but it's per screen camera corner. But this is a settings. We don't have settings. Actually, I can do this, right? Because this is just sx times 0.5, sy times 0.5. So depending on which one we chose, yeah. Okay, so let's hope we don't super break stuff. This whole the whole way this due west, due east, and all that works, I'm not sure that I love it, by which I mean I'm sure that I don't love it. We're just going to do this out here. We we get the settings in either branch of the if statement, so let's just get the settings, right? Oh, a lot of overloads. Vector 2, vector 3. Okay. Also, why did I type vector 3? We didn't need that. We just do that. Just do that. How else did Taryn get the rights to that other footage of her? I mean, yeah, like, dude, Taryn works with you can see clips like that of all sorts of people, and I'm sure that they give him the permission to do that when they sign up to train there. Or there probably are people who sign up to train there that don't give him the permission to do that, and then you don't see the clips, right? Hey, check it out. Check it out. It's wrapping on both sides. It's wrapping on both sides. It's wrapping on both. Let's go north. Let's go north to the northernmost polar expanse. Okay. I mean, I'm going to call this a full ass victory. Nature is healing. This game will someday be done. Right? Right? So I'm going to take the W on this, and then we're just going to chat. Maybe we'll play some cards, and I'll go out dancing. Is work well done. Fix wrapping for the fast travel areas so it works both ways. Boom! Dude, we literally did that in like an hour or an hour 10. That's crazy. Crazy. I mean, we'll see. We got to run the Benny test and make sure we didn't cause any stupid crashes or anything. All right. Let's play a round of cards. I got some games today that we might play late tonight. We got Fill Up the Hole. We got Brutal John 2. I mean, what more could you ask for? But we're not going to play those now. We don't have time. Sounds like Game of the Years. I think so too. I think they're both Game of the Year. All right. 11, 12, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, dude. Look at that. That means we can automatically do this without even thinking about it. Forget about it. And then do we want the 5 with the 0? I don't know. I see 2s here. I see a 2 there. Gold 5. Where can gold 5 go? Well, if we move, oh, look at this 2021. We move the jack somewhere on the 10, say. If we put the 14, 7, I don't know. 7 seems hard. Blue 6. 4, 5 can go on the 3. 8 on the 7. 8 on the 7. 7 on the 6. 4, 5 on the 3. 14 over here. Wait, what was I trying to do? Oh, 7 on the 6, and then jack on the 10, and then we get these. And then that gives us gold 4, and then we get the 2s. Like, I mean, come on, man. Right? So we do 7 on the 6, 7 on the 6, 5, 4 on the 3. See, we just, when we do a good programming like that, we suddenly have the energy and the power. We could, oh, by the way, we also can just do this. BTW, and then we can do that, and then we can do that. And then we can do this, and this, and this. Dude, we're like even better than Sydney Sweeney at this game. All right. It's crazy. It's crazy. Will this be win 1400? Maybe that's why we got such a great board, is because it's going to be win 1400. The game, fate is smiling upon us this day at Agincourt, or whatever Kenneth Branagh says. On St. Crispin's Day. Is it St. Crispin's Day today? $16 up, 7, 8, 9, 10. Queen Jack 10 on the 9, yeah. When is St. Crispin's Day? You guys know about St. Crispin's Day, right? It's when Crispin Glover was born. So if we get red 6, that's real good, right? I don't know if we can quite get it. Well, no, we can't. We can. So we'll get this all in a slot together. We'll put 8, 7, 6, 5 over here. That gives us 0. And then red 6 standing by as well, which gives us this. So we're going to go there. We're going to go there. We're going to go there and there and there. How nice is that? Okay, now, we'll do this. We'll do this. Do that. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'll do that. And we'll get the magician. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. I was aiming for priestess, but I didn't see magician. He snuck in. It's fine. It's a good card, sir. Boom. Boom. All right, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to go out and have some fun. We might do some gaming tonight. We might do some more programming tonight. Maybe we'll just make sure the fast travel areas are built out. Like, we didn't actually test anything but the ground floor there. So we're going to want to make sure the whole fast travel area is hooked up and makes sense and all that. But these are great strides. These are good times. Let's see if we can raid anyone, right? Right? That's the thing to do. See Vulcan Game Engine episode 292. Is this guy good? Who is this?
If this is like a copy pasta thing.
I mean, he's actually programming. Travis is good. All right, we'll raid Travis Veroman. Sounds like Bro Man. All right, have a good time talking to Bro Man. And I'll see you later. Have a good evening.